Experience the passion and the triumph.
Down at the 10, the 5, touchdown!
I don't think I've ever been this excited. You're excited? Feel these nipples.
Welcome, fans of America's favorite pastime.
Are you ready for some football?
They take their football seriously, don't they?
Football. Here comes the kickoff. Down, set, hut.
Players of your caliber should be making the big bucks. Don't you agree?
Hit me again, Ike, and put some stank on it.
Well, I hope someone's beginning to feel a prickly sensation in their naughty area.
Are you ready to give 110%? Take it one game at a time and go the whole 9 yards?
Yes! 9 yards!
Oakley, let's put on our game faces.
And here they are, the morning animals.
A baying mob of imbeciles, giggling group of reprobates, pudgy, basement-dwelling irritants, cretins, immature, fat, stupid, greedy, classless bastards.
They're terrible. They're terrible.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is, huh? Anybody? What day is it, champ? Guess what the day is?
It's game day.
What?
Get to or got to. Get to or got to. Get to or got to. Let's go, get to.
Second down and run for Sanders.
And he's leaping in. That was brilliant. Sanders gets away and scores. It is Spencer Sanders' night in Stillwater.
Good to get the win. We've got a lot of work to do in all areas. Told them that. Get ready for the next one.
It's finally here. It's game week. And as I said yesterday, this doesn't ever get old. The excitement, the anticipation is real. Our guys have worked incredibly hard for the last 8 months, coaches and players, preparing for this. This is kind of what you work for.
Oh! Oh!
Gang's all here.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Rub.
Well, that sound tells me Phil Nzinga is ready to go. He has checked in for broadcast duties today. Appreciate that, Phil. We are the Morning Animals. This is Unsportsmanlike Conduct. It is week 1. Oh, my goodness. Football is here. We had a little taste on Thursday, a little more last night, but we got the full Monty today, including, yes, thank you, the debut of Brent Venables and the Oklahoma Sooners against UTEP, who is already 0-1. They lost in week 0, 31-13 to North Texas. OU a big favorite heading into this game. Kickoff at 2:30. Game will be televised on Big Fox, Fox 25 in Oklahoma City, Fox 23 in Tulsa, if you're listening. And, man, it is awesome to be here for Unsportsmanlike Conduct. And I am Curtis. Phil, as you heard there in the montage, he is here as well. Good morning, Phil.
Beautiful day today. Beautiful day. Kickoff 90 degrees, 0% chance of rain, sunshine throughout. So it's going to be one of those days, a really nice one. Spinozzi out at the Grand Casino. I should mention, I can see Spinozzi right now.
You too. I'm looking at you right now. Looking good this morning.
We
got your Brody for Life t-shirt on.
Yeah, well, I didn't know we would be on TV.
Me neither, because I'm going to tell you, folks, if you want to see what hungover looks like, tune in right now.
Yeah, you could go to the Sports Animal Facebook page, Twitter page, any of our social media, and we're streaming video. At least right now, it's Spinozzi and me. I don't know if Curtis and Carrie are going to actually do that deal.
Well, we're the good-looking part of the show, so I think it's probably best that way. Curtis gets plenty of camera time on Sunday nights.
Really? I didn't even have a chance to stop by Curtis's house to get my makeup done.
I have a little guy liner on.
You know what? I'm ready to go whenever you want. I'm getting ready to go over to Fox 25 for our TV pregame.
Oh, nice.
Show. So listen, if you want to afterwards, Phil, if you want a little tutorial, come on over.
Well, as you know, my friend Boobs McGee always critiques Curtis's wardrobe. What kind of a tie are we going with today? She enjoys your wardrobe.
I don't know. Does she have any suggestions? Any color?
Just something nice game day-ish. Maybe something, maybe a little crimson-ish,
right.
Maybe.
All right.
I always found a yellow tie pops pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take it into consideration.
All right,
Spinozzi, talk to me about the Grand Casino, and did you find the Karate Kid slot machine?
I didn't get a chance to walk around yet because I got locked up on the They were building it last year. The grandstand, the grand. For God's sakes, the grand food court. I'm telling you, I was out until like about 10 minutes ago. The grand food court. It's open and it's awesome, Phil. They have barbecue, Mexican, pizza, and even have ramen. It's insane. It is so awesome. I-40 exit 178. I was so brain dead driving out here. I drove 8 miles past the Grand Casino before I realized where I was, and had to loop around and come back. I was just daydreaming. I mean, it's game day. The sun is shining. It's absolutely beautiful. So I know everybody else out there probably doing the same thing. But again, I-40 exit 178, 25 minutes max from downtown. If you go longer than that, then you have to turn around and come back. 2,000 state-of-the-art games here on the floor. Slots, Keno, video poker machine. I mean, they have the best selection of old favorites combined with the latest and greatest in new slots. They have the table games, blackjack, roulette, craps, Ultimate Texas Hold'em. They have the grand poker room as well. So lots to see, lots to do. Plus, our friend Ryan from the Cat is out here with me today at the Grand Casino Hotel and Resort in Shawnee.
And then, of course, Kerry is at his manor, Murdoch Manor in Norman.
I swear that's not a wolf that I'm keeping hostage.
No, it is. I've been hearing it all morning.
It would be cooler if you were, Terry.
Phil's eating on TV.
No, I am living a very different life than Spinozzi. The Colorado TCU game was in a weather. Everything's in a damn weather delay lately, and that game started. I was very excited to see it. Never saw Chandler Morris play once because I fell asleep right as it was starting. Woke up at 12:30 when it was 24-6 TCU, and apparently Chandler Morris had already been knocked out for the season.
Yeah, and TCU looked good, man. So, yeah, it's Max Duggan time again at TCU.
How about Kansas?
Does everybody keep hiring Carl Durrell? Like, that's the biggest retread in college coaching.
It's only a second job, right?
UCLA then he was with the Raiders, and then he and Jay Norvell are buds.
Jay Norvell's at the Big House in Michigan today with a new team, right?
Yeah, he left Nevada.
He left Nevada for I forget who it is, but anyway, they're at Michigan today.
God, who
doesn't matter? They're going to get a beating.
He's with
so
Colorado
have you
State.
come up with a lock
with Colorado
this morning, Spinoza?
Well, I'm very angry you wouldn't allow me to have Kansas last night because my fighting Kansas Jayhawks last night. I mean, they just crushed. I mean, they crushed.
Didn't he also
that your
save
over
you?
is looking good?
Didn't he save you on
I
the other pick of Charlotte?
Yeah,
I believe Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte did not.
I think
cover.
they got blasted. I think.
Well, thank
so
you.
So the first pick that you wanted, you would have started first. So you can thank me.
Yeah, I do have a pick. And I'll get it out before the end of the show today.
Yeah, well, let's hold on to that. Carrie, you want to hear from Brent Venables talking about what it's going to be like for him on game day today?
Do you have a choice?
No, Matt, go ahead and roll it.
No, I'd rather not.
With,
I didn't think so.
Not all of them, but I have visited. Not in the last couple of days, but in the past. And of course, I got Matt Wells on staff. That's been a head coach, and so that's one of the reasons, amongst others, that we, like the idea of bringing him on board. Like he could help. It's another. You surround yourself with experience and wisdom, and always willing to learn. So, until you go through it, I can imagine nobody has had to tell me that, until you go through it, you don't really know. But again, it's football and you're in a leadership position. I feel like I've been that, a little bit different role in some ways and some the same, exact same. But you got to be aware of everything going on in regards to management. And so as opposed to being on that whiteboard until somebody tells you that it's time for the defense to go back out, that's going to be different. But there's going to be times when I need to be on a whiteboard just because that's what I want to do. And but I gotta manage the whole team too, in the game itself. And again, I'm relying on other people to help in that management, but ultimately it's my responsibility. And so I'm incredibly excited about it. We've gone through our mock games, but nothing is going to be like the actual game day itself.
So Brent Venables, part of the question there that I left out was, hey, have you talked to all the mentors in your coaching life, Bill Snyder, Bob Stoops, Dabo Sweeney, and you're saying a little bit, but Matt Wells-Carey, former Texas Tech coach, and Utah State, right, on staff, and that does help. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Brent changes as a head coach versus what we all knew him, at least when we would watch him on TV or watch him at games as an assistant coach.
I'm curious for Phil and Spinozzi, is a Brent Venables clip kind of like playing Layla back in the day when you needed a really long bathroom break?
It's a great thing.
Gary, to me, that's not the Brent Venables that I think woke up this morning. That's the Brent Venables who's telling you how he's going to kill you, like Liam Neeson and Taken. Very whispery, very calm. I don't think that Brent Venables is going to exist when he woke up this morning. I see neck veins. I see
no.
I see
not at all,
Schmitty.
no.
I see Schmitty already flexing on the sidelines. Just those guys being insane.
Spinozzi, he at that press conference, it was only 11:15. He had not had his Monster Energy drink.
Yeah, he's wound by now.
No, his press conferences he's been in control, and I think he's actually gone out of his way to kind of keep his answers brief for him, and he's done I kind of enjoy the docile Brent Venables every once in a while.
You're not getting that guy on the sidelines today.
Get him on the practice field, though, after he's just finished, his motivational session with his team, and it's a different guy.
Yeah, we heard some of that in the open there. Get to or got to. That was your clip, Spinozzi. You wanted it. You asked for it on the open. There you go.
Get to, got to.
Yeah, it made me think, look what I get to do on a Saturday.
And if everybody watching on Facebook, you know what Phil got to do today? He's been sitting there eating with his shirt up.
I was almost off. I already got in trouble for that, Spinozzi.
Oh, you've been yelled at?
Yep, the boss immediately. So I guess he's watching.
I knew it would take us about 10 minutes.
You want to put me on camera, that's what you're going to get.
You put cameras at the zoo, you get circus animals.
You need to get those shirts, Phil, that it looks like it's your chest. But
I have one. I've got one. I should. If I would have known I was going to be on streaming today, I would have worn that shirt. But yeah, we're streaming on our Facebook page, the Sports Animal Facebook page. We're also streaming, I believe, on Twitter as well. So all our social media, you can go check it out. You can go to thesportsanimal.com and link up there as well.
Very nice.
Curtis.
Thank you. Thanks, Phil.
There's my wolf again.
I want to know what slot machine that is, Spinozzi, and you got to play it.
It's right in front of me.
So that's coming from Grand Casino, right?
Yeah.
Not Murdoch Man.
They have a live wolf right here at the casino. It just wanders around.
He's a greeter. He's the greeter.
Don't abuse the machines. He's here for enforcement.
Now, listen, you think about the guy. Venables has been a defensive coordinator. I mean, he's been other position coaches as well, but he's been, co-coordinator at Kansas State under Bill Snyder, coordinator at OU under Bob Stoops, coordinator under Dabo Sweeney. Three of the most successful coaches in the history of the sport. It's not like he had a pit stop at a Murray State with John Smith these are like legendary figures. Now he's finally getting his opportunity. And that's why it's so unique at his age to get his first coaching gig. A lot of these guys, think about it like a Dan Lanning, who was the hot assistant coach at Georgia, who struck while the iron was hot. And, people came after him. He won the national championship. He got the Oregon gig. He's much younger than Venables. So it's kind of it's a unique story for a guy who paid his dues that long at major stops and finally got his dream job at a major school. Usually, if you take that step at that age,
he was getting $2.5 million a year for being a defensive coordinator. He didn't want to take a job.
No, I know, but I'm talking about
slaving away, working for minimum wage.
Nobody said that. But as far as being a head coach, he was paying his assistant coaching dues. Now, maybe 2 years ago, he might have thought, hey, I'm never going to
Peabody Award here or something.
Well, 2 years ago, he may not have thought he was ever going to be a head coach, and it's fine. I mean, he was making a ton of money.
He could have been a head coach. I mean, he was interviewing for head jobs when he was at Oklahoma. He told Missouri, no, I didn't want to interview because I was in the middle of a Big 12 championship week.
Right. What are you arguing here? I don't know what you're upset about.
I don't know. I just don't like it when people try and do the pulled him up by his bootstraps.
He doesn't like those kind of stories. You know that.
I do not like those boots.
He doesn't like any story. Stories are not for Carrie.
It's
He's
well
not a
documented.
story
He does
type
not
Acting like he pulled himself up by his bootstraps when he was the highest paid coordinator.
That's what sissies do.
It's a unique situation. You don't see guys get like Lincoln Riley was the hot assistant coach, and then when Bob left, he got the job. I mean, these guys at that age.
Some people are weasels. Some
cool.
people are just workers.
I have no idea what. Okay, go, Carrie. Where else you want to go?
I just went. You don't want to listen to me, though. You just want to talk over me.
Oh, my goodness.
Happy game day, everyone. We're back.
I'm actually looking forward to getting down to Campus Corner, seeing what that looks like today.
You might as well go now.
Oh, wow. Wow. What the hell? It's not even 10:17 in the morning.
Minutes into the first
Guess what,
pregame
Curtis?
show.
If you went, they'd throw stuff at you.
I don't think so. I'm not running a message board where people get really opinionated. There are some opinionated people on those message boards.
I had a lot of visitors yesterday. People like me.
Rick, when you're ready.
Oh, Phil.
Well, I think at this point I should say we are the Morning Animals, and this is Unsportsmanlike Conduct on 98.1 FM, WWLS, the Sports Animal.
Truly incredible. Meet Abby, LASIK patient at Clearsight.
I have just been saying, wow, I can see that. I can read that. Oh my gosh, everything's so clear. I actually woke up and thought I fell asleep in my contacts. And then I realized, no, these are just my eyes. This is just how I see now.
How great is it to wake up in the morning, have great vision from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. You don't have to worry about the hassle of glasses and contacts. You get to save money. And over time, it's been shown to be safer than wearing contact lenses. Why not? Sounds like a great investment to me.
Invest in your eyes with LASIK from Clearsight. Schedule a free, no obligation eye exam today. And right now, enjoy LASIK with 0% financing for 24 months. Call 733-2020 or visit clearsight.com. And remember,
2020 or it's free.
That's the Clearsight guarantee. And you are going to love what you see.
Attention, Oklahoma! It's David Stanley Chrysler Jeep Dodges. Leave high car payments behind. You could get into any new Chrysler Jeep or Dodge with a lower payment. Just $1. It's our downtown Labor Day sale. Stuck in a car you hate upside down? Just $1 could get you out of any loan or lease. And no payment till next year. David Stanley Chrysler Jeep Dodge. No payments. Christmas? No payments. Tag, title, and tax included in all new till close of business Monday night. It's your last chance. If you owe too much on that old ride, just $1 could get you out and into any new Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge. And even with a lower payment. New ride. Lower payment. And no payments till next year. Hurry, our $1 down sale ends Monday night. One location only. David Stanley Chrysler Jeep Dodge, across from Tinker in Midwest City. No payments till next year with Dash Financial. Dealer retains all rebates.
Here's how we long for Skechers hands-free slip-in footwear.
The world has gone hands-free. However, if you want to put on a pair of sneakers, you still need to bend down and help your feet in. Until now. Introducing Skechers hands-free slip-in footwear. You don't need to reach down to help your heel in. You just step into them and off you go. So what's the secret? Well, there's a special smooth comfort pillow in the heel that helps your foot slide into place. And they stay on just like a pair of laced-up sneakers.
Get hands-free slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Deanne, let's break down the word warranty, because Michener has the greatest diamond warranty in Oklahoma.
Only Michener Farron covers your center diamond.
So the first part of the word is war.
What is it good for?
The second part is ran, as in I ran to Michener to get the greatest warranty.
Yes.
Ending in TY, as in thank you for offering the greatest diamond warranty.
You are welcome.
Get the greatest diamond warranty on the planet. Only at Michener Farron Jewelers, Oklahoma's greatest diamond store.
Guys, in this economy, every dollar counts. And Revive Men's Health Oklahoma City is making you this guarantee. If you're suffering from ED or low T, we will improve the medical condition of your ED or low T, or we'll give you your money back. We have a high patient success rate, and we're confident that we can help you. If you'd like to regain intimacy,
missed you guys,
or treat your low T symptoms like low energy, weight gain,
83 at the studios of 98.1 FM WWLS, the sports animal. Good morning, Spinozzi, live from the Grand Casino.
Yes, all the free self-serve ice cream. Still, man. Place looks beautiful. The Grand Food Court is open, and it is awesome. Lots of options. Barbecue, Mexican, pizza, even ramen. I love some ramen. I-40 exit 178 is 20, 25 minutes max from downtown. Head east out here. 2,000 state-of-the-art games on the floor, slots, Keno, video poker machines. You can hear the Timberwolf howling in the background during the show here. Also, blackjack, roulette, craps, Ultimate Texas Hold'em, the Grand Poker Room. And as far as dining options, as I said, the Grand Food Court, but also the Grandstand Sports Grill. Wall-to-wall TVs, great burgers, appetizers, out-of-the-park sandwiches, one-of-a-kind menu items. So it's a great place to watch the games. And you can run outside and play a slot machine during timeouts. The Flame Brazilian Steakhouse is amazing. The Grand Cafe and the hotel itself, 262 rooms, 14 floors, incredible suites, and a VIP floor. What an experience for you out here at the Grand Casino and Hotel in Shawnee.
And, of course, Kerry Murdoch live from Murdoch Manor.
Yes, I've spent the break. That's disciplining myself. I'm going to get along with Curtis.
Is that what you call it now? You've been bad. You must be punished.
I like when you take yourself to the woodshed.
Yeah, behind it, Phil.
Oh my
Gross, Phil.
I didn't sign up for Dirty Phil. All right, I can't fight with Curtis and deal with Dirty Phil.
You started it. Well, ain't that a kettle of fish?
I started nothing. Your dirty mind started it
listen,
all. You and Spinozzi.
We got after it, Phil, to keep you honest, to make sure you weren't already planning your 2023 vacation. We were just trying to make sure you're still awake in studio.
I am planning my 2023 vacation. You can't see it, but there's a computer right in front of me.
Well, you can watch Phil plan his vacations on our Facebook page this morning. Phil and I are on the TV.
Live. Where are you guys? Why aren't you live?
Nobody needs to see me sitting in my bed.
I was just telling Ryan.
That's worth it right there.
He said,
in the dark.
He said Gary won't do it. I said because he's not wearing clothes right now.
I have clothes on. I've kind of turned into fat, poor Mark Zuckerberg during this heat wave, where I have like 5 T-shirts of the same color and varying, all the same style. There's gray, there's blue. That's it. And I wear those every day, and I'm running out of them. I'm officially out of them.
I wouldn't have used Mark Zuckerberg for you. I would have used Howard Hughes.
Nobody knows how he dressed because he's ancient.
No, but I picture a jar of your toenails right next to the bed.
And he just puts a jar of urine outside the door.
Take this away.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you. Can I say hi to Matty Meyer? He's
morning, Matty.
Going to be running the show as always. Good
Against
morning,
his
Matt.
will.
I was going to say, Kerry talking about disciplining himself. Funny, I don't hear that wolf anymore.
Oh, no.
I am Ramsey Bolton. By the way, to get us back on track, and I don't know if you wanted to talk about OSU, Curtis, a second.
Yes.
If you did, I'm sorry, because I don't want to. I thought during the break, like, it is going to be all about Brent Venables today. I mean, everybody's going to be watching him on the side of
that.
Like the cameras, I guarantee you the entire game will be focused on him. Like, you'll see more Brent Venables cams today than you will ever, I think. Just to see what his demeanor's like, if he's crazy, if he gets out on the field.
And that was that.
And then he died. The wolf got him.
I have no comment on what just happened.
I agree with him, though.
Hey, you want to talk Mike Gundy or Brent Venables, Spinozzi? Up to you.
You are going to get a lot of Brent Venables today. I'm going to say the over and under on Schmitty is 3. What do you say, the over or under on Schmitty?
I can usually get a lot of spam callers. I'm sorry.
Talk.
And he's back.
Hi, Kerry.
I'm sorry. I can't control the spam callers. They're jerkheads. No, I do think there's one thing that we're going to learn about Oklahoma today. After watching that UTEP game, they're not really good against the run. I think we're going to learn if Eric Gray is an every down back today. Because if he can't run on first and second down between the tackles, you got to look at somebody else.
Sure.
Yes. I wasn't a huge Eric Gray fan last year, and you
were not.
Slammed me. You acted like he was a Heisman winner, Kerry.
I think you're making that up right now.
No, every time if I were critical of Eric Gray, you're like, hey, they have Eric Gray coming back. He's awesome. Now that I made up, but you were the same tone, yes. But yes, that was you. You have crowned Eric Gray already, and yes, if he sucks today,
I've not
then yes,
been an Eric Gray
move
fan.
on.
I've said that Eric Gray has one move, which is plant his foot in the ground and change direction.
I hope he has come a long way. I mean, he was only here 1 year after coming from Tennessee, and maybe this coaching staff brings out the best Eric Gray we can see. This offense. And hey, they're going to be tough.
I'm just saying they should be able to run the ball today, and it's going to be interesting to see how much Jeff Lebby leans on that. Because I talking to the players this week, I think it's with the run game, it's with the receivers, like with Marvin Mims. All those receivers want to see a strong running game because they want to get some one-on-one coverage outside.
Right.
They want to run deep patterns this year. Like they don't want to get stuck last year where everybody's dropping 8 people into coverage. And it's playing against a zone that a quarterback can't solve. Like that was the story of last year, and you had a bunch of frustrated receivers. So I'm really going to see how the Jeff Lebby running game, the physicalness of the offensive line. Like to me, that's the story offensively. If they can get those guys behind the defensive backs and gets it, because that's the story of Jeff Lebby's offense. That's Dylan Gabriel's history. He's from all accounts, what we see at UTEP, he's a really good deep ball thrower. So, I mean, that's what I'm looking for today is I want to see if they can get unleashed a little bit in the passing game by establishing that run.
Well, I just want to see him establish the physicality of the offensive line. You want that. And I really want to get, every coach who's spoken about Marcus Major has been excited about him. So I want to see a healthy dose of him today, too.
Well, and you're going to get, everybody's going to, people saw him in the spring, but, if they get down to using Javonte Barnes, I think he could be the guy you come out of that game going, whoa, that's a running back.
Yeah, I that's who I want to see. And if those other guys are great, the veterans, then that means their running back group is going to be really deep because I really like Javonte Barnes. I'd love to see those guys all get some time today and next week, getting ready for that Nebraska game. Gavin Sawchuk, Kerry, who brought his name up the other day, he's not on the depth chart that was released, but you're saying that they're high on him too.
Yeah, I would say just from some of Brent's comments this week, the fact that he didn't, Javonte Barnes was here in the spring, Gavin Sawchuk wasn't. Right. They like Sawchuk, but I just don't think he's far enough along with blocking assignments and things like that. That I think he's going to be more of a mop-up guy than a rotational guy.
And both those guys, right, Kerry, Barnes and Sawchuk, but they were committed under Lincoln Riley and DeMarco Murray
with it.
Kept him, right?
Yeah, they kind of pledged their allegiance to DeMarco Murray as soon as Riley took off. So
all the mop-up
kind of
guys
have him to thank for having those guys.
Yeah, all the mop-up guys should get plenty of time today. They're playing an awful team. They're terrible.
Yeah, offensively, that's the weird thing about this team, and we talked about it this week. It's like everybody's talking about the defense because your head coach is now a defensive coach, and it's almost like Jeff Lebby's out there on an island by himself. He's the offensive coordinator. So it's just a reverse of what we got used to under Lincoln Riley. Now, the offense almost feels like it's a separate part of the football team, where all the focus seems to be on the defensive side because you talk to Brent Venables, he's really into the defense. And just like that clip you played, he's going to be on the whiteboard drawing stuff up. Like he is defensive focused, defensive minded. And when he talks about the offense, I think he's excited, but it's also like not his bag. It's somebody else's.
I love in that clip we played the honesty that he had. So he was talking about, you got to know, it's not like before where you're coaching the defense, you got a whiteboard, you're writing stuff, and then you're just, hey, when it's time for the defense to go out, they say defense, and then you go back to the sidelines where you're on the bench during the offense. You can't do that. But he said, but I will have a whiteboard because that's what I want to do. I want to be involved. And he's not going to just say, Ted Roof, You handle the defense. He will get in there if he sees something he doesn't like.
It was really interesting. I heard Bob Stoops on with Mark yesterday and just talking about when you're a brand new head coach and just thinking about how much responsibility you have to every aspect of the game. Like if somebody drops a pass, you have to make sure you got to get down there and pat that guy on the head and sit and have a little quick conversation with him, or maybe get in somebody's backside if they're not doing a good job. It was really interesting hearing him describe all of the duties you have as a head coach. And so Brent's going to have an opportunity to do that today. So that's going to be fun to watch all of that stuff going on.
Rick, when you're ready.
I think the other really big thing to watch is like how aggressive are they on specialties? Like, are they fair catching kickoffs? Are they really pushing to return punts? Whereas, it got to the point under Lincoln Riley where he played it safe all the time, and it was almost like he just had special teams to make sure he wanted his special teams not to screw it up, and it wasn't really a weapon. And I think Brent's got a long history of special teams and coaching special teams. And I think guys like Brandon Hall have that as well. So, I mean, I know when we would go out there to practice, they would spend a lot of time on special teams.
We are the Morning Animals. This is 98.1 FM, WWLS, the Sports Animal. You're listening to Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
Sponsored by Fire Lake Casino, Air Comfort Solutions, Bob Moore Nissan, Tito's Handmade Vodka, and Travis Watkins, tax attorney.
What we hear has a pretty big game this week.
Sanders gets away and scores. It is Spencer Sanders' night in Stillwater.
You guys are up?
We are the Morning Animals. This is Unsportsmanlike Conduct, week number 1 of the college football season. The audio there, Spencer Sanders had a massive game for Oklahoma State. We'll talk about what the Big 12 is doing so far in the national landscape and talk about Oklahoma State and how they looked going forward. I am Curtis. Phil, you're in studio. What's up, Phil?
Just taking a look at the weather. A beautiful day today. It should be 90 at kickoff in Norman. Currently 83 here at the studios of 98.1 FM WWLS, the Sports Animal. If you woke up this morning and you heard about a pilot who was circling the state of Mississippi, claiming that he was going to crash into a Walmart in Tupelo, that plane has landed, and he did not crash it. But that was like a big story this morning. That broke. I just wanted to let people know all is well in Tupelo. We are the Morning Animals. We've got Spinozzi live at the Grand Casino, enjoying all the free ice cream he can handle.
And just had my first serving. Thank you very much. Grand Casino Hotel and Resort in Shawnee is my home away from home during college football season. Love it out here. 25 minutes east of downtown, I-40 and exit 178. And as for the games, I could not locate a Karate Kid machine. However, they have one here called Wheel of Prosperity. How can you pass on a machine called Wheel of Prosperity? There's a $22,000 progressive going on right in front of me as well. So they have all the slot machines, table games, blackjack, roulette, craps, Ultimate Texas Hold'em. The Grand Poker Room is open, and dining options, man, they've got them. All the old standards, the Grandstand Sports Bar and Grill. It's a great place to watch games. I mean, what other sports bar in the city can you watch the games, have a great bite to eat, and then step outside and win money during timeouts? Nowhere else. Just here. Flame Brazilian Steakhouse, the Grand Cafe, and also now they have the Grand Food Court. It's beautiful. It's really nice. Lots of options from barbecue to Mexican to pizza, even ramen. So come out here and enjoy a day at the Grand Casino Hotel and Resort in Shawnee.
I should mention that we are streaming live on all social media platforms. That includes Facebook, Twitter, etc. You could see at least 2 of our 4 beautiful mugs. So you can check that out. We're going to be streaming all day, and that includes Countdown to Kickoff. So definitely check it out. We've got Kerry Murdoch live at Murdoch Manor in Norman.
I had a visit yesterday from some very big fans of the Morning Animals.
Yeah.
And lovely couple from Dallas, and they're still loyal listeners. And they were hitting me up for restaurant recommendations, and they mentioned a vegan place they liked that Spinozzi had told them about, I guess, on the air at some point. I can't even remember where it was, but
did you get their names?
They're the Dallas vegans.
I know his screen name on Sooner Scoop.
I would love to give him a shout out. If
Look,
you're
I
listening.
met like 20 people yesterday. I can't remember everybody's names. I mean,
how many vegans from Dallas are you going to meet in a day? They know who they are. Good morning.
Mark, maybe?
Mark sounds good. Hey, Mark, and
Mark, maybe.
And your lovely bride,
Angie.
Wendy.
Okay, Wendy.
Oh, Angie.
Yeah.
Wendy,
Angie's
Angie.
good.
Wangie.
Hey, Wangie. Looking
Well,
good.
we appreciate their listenership, whoever they
They never
are.
mentioned Curtis yesterday. I don't know why.
Oh, you're funny.
That's your comeback? And you're going to be on TV today?
That's what pays the
No,
bill.
but they wanted the layout of where Jim and Al are going to be tomorrow. They're very excited to be on Campus Corner today. So hopefully they're listening. And
where did you meet them?
They came to the office. I can't
thought you
stop
told
people. They just
not
come.
to come to the office.
I did, but
Tell
they
people
still
not.
come. I said don't come, but they still come.
If you build it, they
You
will
built
come.
it,
You
they
do it.
still came.
Right.
Yes, you built it,
Yeah.
and they came.
It's right
You
on
may
campus.
have to open up for tours.
Yeah, it's right on Campus Corner, right?
Yeah.
Hey, how close to it is from our broadcast site down there?
Literally takes you 30 seconds to walk down.
Is there signage? Like,
15.
is it
No.
easy to know where your
No
office
signage
is?
on purpose. Yeah. Well, except for a giant "Make Lindsay Street Great Again" flag that's hanging in the window.
Well, that's a dead giveaway. Come
Yeah.
on in.
I mean, you have to buy merch if you come. That's the trade-off.
I thought you were out of merch.
We are. We're running out.
Oh, running out is not out.
No.
As
We're not fully stocked.
As far as the university knows, he's out.
Yes.
Yes. He never had it.
That's
Spinozzi.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Merch. We don't sell merch. There's no merch.
You may want to stock up on, soda pop or something like that for people, strays that just come by.
Not giving them free stuff.
Well, you got to be cruel. Why?
Because then they come back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They become pigeons.
That's called repeat customers. Next thing you know, they're subscribing.
Hey, show me proof of subscription. I'll give you a water. All right.
There you go.
A bottled water.
Hey, on game day, that water's a big deal, man. Nothing wrong with that. We heard from Mike Gundy earlier, OSU with the win. On Thursday, it was weird. We talked about it. They looked dominant until they didn't. The defense, I'm a full believer in Spencer Sanders now.
Yeah, man.
I am a believer in the offense, although I want to be sure they have a really reliable running back. I'm not quite there yet, but I think they're going to score points. The defense, I'm not sold on, and yes, I'm basing that mainly off the fourth quarter. But there were other things. I mean, they did not tackle well. I didn't think their back seven played well. But like Mike Gundy said, they're young, they're getting game experience, and maybe they're able to weather the storm. They beat Arizona State next week, and you build up some momentum, and the guys get experience heading into Big 12 play.
Yeah, I mean, as you get further away from it, I mean, yesterday, of course, our first reaction was waking up the morning after and hearing a bunch of people talk about it as the day went on. And even Bob Stoops yesterday with Mark said, it's at a certain point, you get bored. When you're dominating somebody, when you're up by 30 points, you just get bored. So, I mean, the intensity level obviously is not there the same way in the second half as it was the first half. But they do have some things to clean up. I mean, they got a punt block, too. So he definitely has some things to work on this week to get him ready for next week, which I'm excited for that game, too. I sent Coach Herm a message on Twitter hoping he'll join us at some point this week.
I
think
it.
He's kind of I think he's kind of in a bunker, isn't he? Everybody's kind of a lot of cheating during the offseason. Lost most of his roster.
Well, they're 1-0. So they got that going.
Who did they find to play to win the game against?
They beat Northern Arizona. Is that who it is?
Yeah.
They beat them pretty good. But, they were like
I'm thinking Northern Iowa is a decent football team, not Northern Arizona.
Well, I'm looking forward to that game. The Big 12, I think the teams so far that have played have looked pretty good. I thought West Virginia played well at Pitt at a very hostile environment.
Sure.
Great environment, backyard brawl. I thought JT Daniels looked good. They just had a bad drop. They led to a pick six, and it was a bad break. I think they're going to win some games this year. And I thought TCU looked really good. We'll see. Chandler Morris has a knee injury. We'll see how severe that is. But I thought Sonny Dykes had a nice little showing last night.
Teams do you have in the 12-team playoff now? Kansas in the 12-team playoff now?
As of right now. Yeah, that was exciting news. I mean, you kind of knew it. I mean, earlier in the week, one of you guys said that you'd heard some whispers about they were going to make an announcement on Friday, but that 12-team playoff, that's some pretty good news. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, 2026 will be the first year.
But they
2026?
Maybe as soon as 2024, they said they'd like to expedite
They'd have
the process.
to go back to for that to happen, they got to go back, which they could, and negotiate bowl arrangements and getting people to agree to stuff and make sure there's availability.
They want that money.
And,
it's all about the money. They want that money as soon as they can get it.
My only first thought was, my God, can you imagine a college football playoff game in Norman on campus?
Yeah, man. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I can, Kerry, because I've been complaining about it for years that they need to have these games on campus. It's just, absolutely. And they're stupid if they bypass that opportunity. That would be phenomenal. Absolutely. The first games should be on campus, and then the team getting a bye should be able to play on campus. If you get one of those buys, if you're Alabama, you should be able to
bowl games involved still.
Okay.
Though.
Yeah, the bye teams are going to be in week 2, Curtis. From what I read, they're going to be at bowl sites.
No, I know. I don't like it, but yeah, and I don't know why we have to worry about the bowl games at this point and catering to them. Because
that's the one thing I wish they would do different. I agree, because for a couple of reasons. One, okay, it's great that you get a bye, but you're right, the 4 best teams aren't going to get a home game. And then the other thing is, I've always thought it's stupid if you could win 2 bowl games in 1 year. You know, like the traditionalist part of me say, well, I mean, how can you win the Alamo Bowl or whatever, the Rose Bowl and the Sugar Bowl in 1 year or whatever it is?
Right.
I mean, that seems a little
the
silly.
Final Four, Matt. Just do what we're doing now.
But I understand
bowl games for people that aren't playing.
I understand why they're doing that, though, because they're trying to, that's 4 more bowl games you're not going to have guys opting out of, in theory, until guys start opting out of playoff games, which eventually is going to happen.
Then that looks bad on their draft
more
stock.
games to play.
Yeah. Well, to me, it looks bad on the draft stock. I don't care if they're playing in the Weed Eater Bowl, but that's the reason they're doing it. But I'm with you, Curtis. Make the first 2 rounds at home. I mean, I still say that's asking a lot for, fan bases to travel 3 weeks in a row.
100%. And here's the other deal, Matt. We saw it during COVID, right? You know where they played the Rose Bowl that year?
Yeah, Arlington, Texas.
Jerry World.
Yeah.
You can call any bowl game you want, slap a title sponsor on it, play it in Norman, call it the Orange Bowl. It doesn't matter. All they care about is the money and the signage, because what you're saying, Matt, is the most important thing. Fans are not going to travel to 3 bowl games. They're not.
And I realize that would only be 2 fan bases, and likely
it's hard to travel to 2 bowl games.
Right. And likely those fan bases, more often than not, are going to be big fan bases that are nuts, like Bama or Oklahoma or Notre Dame or someplace like that. I mean, I understand that, but still,
the Rose
I would make the
Bowl
second
is
round
really,
at home too.
The Rose Bowl is really the only college football playoff game where Oklahoma fans have traveled well. They didn't go to the Orange Bowl when they played Clemson. That was full of Clemson people. They didn't go to the Orange Bowl when they played Alabama. Like they were, most OU people.
I was going to say, how much did they travel to Atlanta? Yeah.
Not many to Atlanta.
Is it because you think in 17 people thought they actually had a shot, as opposed to 18 and 19?
Well, yeah, that was the thing. In 17, you would have. I mean, they were ahead at halftime. So, but it was just that Clemson fans dominated that bowl. Right. But it was like OU fans were like, I think they've always been like, okay, well, let's see if they get to the next one, and then we'll really go to that game. Like. Yeah. For whatever reason, OU fans have not wanted to do the 2 bowl trips.
Curtis, I'm in total agreement with you. I just think this is what they're going to do, because I think they still feel like they need to appease the bowl people, and that would make 4 more bowl games, more attractive.
Yeah, and that's great. And you're going to have half empty stadiums.
I know.
And you're going to have Then what that does, it dilutes the ability for fans to travel to the next game and the appeal of that. And granted, people are always going to find ways to go to the games. If you live in the city, you want to go see a playoff game, that's great. But I don't know.
Break when you're ready.
You've got so much money coming in with this new 12-team playoff. Oh, yeah, maybe a city loses a little revenue from people traveling. Well, you have title sponsors. That's why you have this money coming in. And people... Let me tell you, the TV networks and advertisers, they're going to clamor to have money involved with playoff games, whether it's played in Miami or Tuscaloosa. They're going to put money into it. So might as well give college football fans what they deserve, and that's home games in college football environments.
Damn straight, Curtis.
Yes,
we are the Morning Animals.
Round.
This is 98.1 FM WWLS, the Sports Animal. You're listening to Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
City Thunder. A Cumulus media station.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, defense.
Unsportsmanlike conduct and Bud Light Game Time. Live from the Grand Casino Hotel and Resort. Sponsored by Park Ridge Medical Clinic, Carter Chevrolet, OG&E, H&H Shooting Sports, and Allison Insurance.
The biggest thing is going to be uncommon effort and physicality. You know, we want to own the line of scrimmage. We want to be incredibly physical. We want to take care of the football. We want to run the rock, and we want to play clean ball. So that's what we want to do on Saturday. I'm not sure that's ever going to change, but that's what we're looking for.
Guys are up.
OU offensive coordinator Jeff Levy, former Sooner player, his first year as coordinator with the Sooners, having great success at stops at Ole Miss, helping turn around Matt Corral and turning him into an NFL NFL quarterback. Of course, at Central Florida, where he coached Dylan Gabriel, was at Baylor, of course. So a lot to talk about with the OU offense in the post-Lincoln Riley era. We'll get into that here in a second. We are the Morning Animals. This is Unsportsmanlike Conduct. I am Curtis. Phil, what's going on?
Well, looking at the weather, beautiful day. Kickoff, 90 degrees. It should be that way for the rest of the day, just mostly sunny all day long, so enjoy it. A great day for tailgating, especially down in Norman, unless, you can't afford to, because that's the way it is now.
What?
Yeah, the
elite tailgating, man.
Don't be a poor man. Just don't be a poor.
Nobody was tailgating in those spots. You can still tailgate, Phil.
No, they tore down the bud and made it all premium tailgating.
People weren't tailgating there anyway.
They are now for a premium.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, but you can still be a poor and tailgate at other places.
No, you can't.
Not really.
83 right now. At night.
There's like 5 spaces.
I like to tailgate the Grand Casino every day.
What a great segue. Outstanding. I-40, exit 178, 20 to 25 minutes max. Head east from downtown. All the free self-serve ice cream you want, which is good. I mean, the food choices are insane. The Grand Food Court is open, and it's awesome. Barbecue, Mexican, pizza, even ramen. I love some ramen. And the best place to watch games, there's not another sports bar in Oklahoma City, the metropolitan area, where you can play and you can enjoy the games. So during timeouts, run out here and win some cash. $22,000 progressive jackpot right there. So come on out and win. Flame Brazilian Steakhouse, another great choice. Phil loves their meat carvers or gauchos, serving cuts of seasoned beef, lamb, pork, chicken, and even Brazilian sausage. The Grand Cafe is a great place for breakfast as well. The hotel is great. They got suites, man. They got suites and VIP rooms here at the Grand Casino Hotel and Resort in Shawnee, and you can win money.
And, of course, Kerry Murdoch, live from Murdoch Manor, on his way to the office, I'm sure, the minute you're done with this.
Just interesting to me that Curtis Fitzpatrick is bought and paid for by Big Tailgate.
Oh, yeah. If anyone was,
Bill and I will not be bought, Curtis.
Carrie,
your silence can be bought, and ours cannot.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie, it's the era of NIL, baby. You get what you get. You take it. So, yeah, I'll do that. If they want to pay me, I'm in. Big
Don't blame NIL for this.
I'm supporting the school, the University of Oklahoma.
You're supporting a private company that is
supporting OU.
That is tailgating for people who are too lazy to do their own.
No, they have money to have them do it.
Yeah, I'm jealous. Sure. Lazy asses.
Do you not want the school to make money, Phil?
No, I don't. They took enough of my money. I could care less.
The man put a daughter through school, and he can't set up his own tailgate on Lindsay Street. I mean, there's a problem with that.
It's so much fun watching
Not that
Phil
he
rage
would.
out on Facebook, on live video.
You know what sucks about this? I can't.
Tailgating is a lot of work, Phil. I don't know if you're about that life.
You would rather have somebody do it. It's best to go to other people's
It's exactly right, Curtis. It's better to have friends with boats, planes, and tailgates.
But you know what?
I mean, if you're running a tailgate, you are not going to the game that day. Like it's a early morning, late night endeavor.
That's right.
I would be a good cook for the tailgate. That's what I would be, the grill master.
Are you for sale?
Not to big tailgate, no.
No.
Oh, when have you ever had scruples when it came to being paid?
Seriously. How many products are you endorsing right now?
I'm about to have a few more.
Well, I'm going to say, Phil and I are live streaming. Our chests are for sale for next week's show. So if you'd like your product advertised on the live stream next week, contact us directly.
Yeah, but you have to provide the T-shirt.
That's exactly right. We'll come get your T-shirt, and you provide something else.
You should talk to Kerry Murdoch and see if he'll pay.
I've got some T-shirts about tailgating.
Promote the Sooner Scoop brand.
Okay. How much you got? And what am I worth?
I don't think our boss is going to let us make a side deal on this. I probably got to go through.
Hey, it's NIL, baby. It's the era of NIL. We're for sale. Hey, Phil, if we wear Kerry shirts, the licensing people are going to pull up in a van and rip the shirts off our bum and drive away. Give me that.
You show a red chair. That's a violation.
I'm already on the outs with our boss because the first day of streaming this stuff for us, and I took
stuff in your gob hole.
I took my shirt off, and I ate a sausage McMuffin, and then I balanced it on my naked belly, and that's when I got the text message saying, "Really, seriously, man?
Got a lot of balls."
Well,
I mean, it just shows really that you're just an exhibitionist because you've never done that without cameras.
I take exception to the fact that I'm being filmed right now.
That's right. They didn't ask your permission.
They did not.
No,
I was told I was doing it.
I knew Phil was going to be there today. He likes to bring Matty Meyer some breakfast on day one. I want to say hello, Matt, and thank you for all of your service today. And can you tell the good people what the day on the Sports Animal looks like?
Yeah, that sandwich was good too. Sausage McMuffin. That's what the dude wanted in. Was it Big Daddy? Sausage McMuffin.
Oh yeah.
It hit the spot for sure. Countdown to kickoff with Allen Gym, 11:30 on Campus Corner, so about 20 minutes from right now. And then we will have football feedback in the college locker room show following the Oklahoma UTEP game. Allen Gym will take phone calls, tweets, texts, however you would like to get a hold of him. I'm sure Jim will get into it with somebody on Campus Corner.
Sure.
That's always fun to behold. So,
Kerry, you should just come out of your office in a bathrobe and just yell at Jim.
Get a megaphone and just yell
and then
things
walk
down the
right
street.
back in.
Keep it down. Stop yelling.
You're working over here.
Shut up, fat man. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I interrupted you.
Matt was going there, Phil. So
sorry, Matt.
No, I'm good. That's all I got. Kerry and I will wrap it up. College locker room show. All the audio.
Looking forward to that. Kerry, we heard from Jeff Levy. From what you've been able to see at practice, like if fans are going to see the team for the first time, I know we saw them in spring football, a few practices, but how do you think this offense just cosmetically looks to the fan versus what they were seeing with Lincoln Riley?
Well, I mean, everybody's watched Baylor play in the Art Briles era. It's the same. You take your receivers, you put them basically on the sidelines, you spread everything out. I mean, one thing that I've noticed, we'll see it more today, but it looks like line splits are a little bit wider with Levy, just spreading things out. And you'll see him, pound the football, but try to get those receivers out in space and, get guys running down the field and just stretch the field. So, I mean, it's little things. It's going to be an offense that you're used to seeing. But it's a spread offense. They'll throw the ball all over the place. And I'm really interested to see kind of how, Braden Willis plays a factor.
Yes,
I mean, a guy that came back, could have gone to the NFL, but really, I think he made the best decision he could have made because he'd been hurt, hadn't had a lot of production. I think Braden Willis has a tremendous amount of talent. I'm really curious to see how much they can use him in this offense.
They talked about the tight end run. They said those two dudes are just absolute monsters. I mean, just from a physical standpoint, as far as in part of the running game. So I'm really interested in
they got the transfer from Missouri too.
Yeah, how much part of the passing game that those guys are going to be in Jeff Levy's offense. Obviously, I like the tight ends, and they're open right now. Both of them are wide open.
Yeah, and you mentioned the pass catching. The last time we saw a guy like Jaleel Farouk, I mean, I'm not talking about one of the main guys, but the last time we saw him on the field was the bowl game where he came out of nowhere and he was great. So to see him pop up on the depth chart, Kerry, I think that's a guy I'm kind of really excited to see what he can do. Like I know Marvin Mims is good, and they need to use him, and I think they will. versus what we saw last year. And other guys on Drake Stoops, reliable. I want to see a guy like Jaleel Farouk take another step.
Yeah, I mean, and I think he will, but I would, for me, it's Theo Weiss. I mean, I want to see him coming back after breaking both feet. Really healthy for the first time in a very long time. And, former 5-star out of high school. He's the only 5-star left in that class of receivers. Jaden Hazelwood's gone to Arkansas, and Trey Bridges is hopefully not robbing people. But Theo Weiss, to me, I always like dealing with him. Seemed like a really good kid. I would love to see him have, a fast start to what should be his final year.
Yeah, you really forget. I mean, he's been gone for a minute. He had more catches than Marvin Mims a couple of years ago. He was really good.
Yeah. Jaden Gibson, we saw him in the spring game. Yep. Big kid, freshman.
I'm not saying that.
Break when you're ready.
Tempered with Jaden Gibson. I think it's just kind of that unknown. It's like how is he going to handle it? Is it going to be a little too fast for him? Or is he a guy that just on his own athletic ability and his size is going to be able to go out there and make some plays and maybe getting some mismatches? It's kind of like, it is a little bit, I looked at that OSU game and it's kind of the same thing. The Johnson kid really stood out. And you knew Presley was there and they targeted him and all that, but it's really who's Dylan Gabriel going to be comfortable with? Who's he going to want to target? Who does he feel like he can trust when he's throwing up those one-on-one balls?
We are the Morning Animals, brought to you by Big Tailgating. This is Unsportsmanlike Conduct on 98.1 FM, WWLS, the Sports Animal.
defense.
Unsportsmanlike conduct and Bud Light Game Time. Live from the Grand Casino Hotel and Resort. Sponsored by Twin Peaks, 43 Vision, Eskridge Honda, Revive Men's Health, and Adams Family Real Estate.
Absolutely, we're blue collar. There's no question about that. Absolutely. I've been really, really pleased with how our guys have, again, going back to the buy-in, the work ethic, the commitment. That's been fantastic, and I'm really, really proud of our guys for that. Do we have a ways to go? Absolutely. Do we want to be a lot better at the end of the season than we are right now? 100%. But up to this point, I've been really, really pleased with the buy-in and the work ethic and the level of commitment that our players have exhibited.
Hey, guys are up.
It's Ted Roof, OU's new defensive coordinator. He's been to a lot of places, coached at a lot of spots. Now in his first year at Oklahoma. His son was on the roster, but he got hurt. He's going to be out for the year. Ted Roof will be coaching, but Brent Venables, make no mistake, will also be involved in the defense. We are the Morning Animals. This is Unsportsmanlike Conduct. Week 1. I am Curtis. Phil, what's happening?
Not too much. A beautiful day today. I don't care what you think. Beautiful 90 at kickoff. Currently, we're looking at a temperature of 83 at 98.1 FM, WWLS, the sports animal.
Ted Roof he intimidates me. He was speaking very quietly, but I can actually hear the anger and intensity. I can hear it. It's muted right now, but that voice right there just frightened me.
Spinoza, we got to get a lock from you, too.
Yes, we do.
He's finally done it, folks. He's come up with a legitimate lock.
Has he, though?
Matt Myers been telling us about all the great games today, but I'm going to tell you the highlight of the day on this football schedule is easily in the islands as Western Kentucky travels to Hawaii.
I take it you're on Western Kentucky's side of things.
I am one. I'm gonna pick against Hawaii every game this year. Phil's gonna pick for Alabama. I'm gonna pick against Hawaii every game this year.
I think that's solid strategy.
All right, Spinozzi, your T&W Tire lock of the week, locking it in, is the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, I believe.
Yes, sir.
At minus 15.5.
Oh, it went down.
Over the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors.
Thank you very much.
I am a lion.
I have no idea where that clip is.
Texting you to get all this stuff ready. And you obviously are not.
Way to go, Phil.
I'm using my phone as a camera. You can't see a damn thing that comes across.
So that's why you haven't been getting all the mean messages all morning.
Oh, you've been sending me mean messages?
Bill all of a sudden likes this camera thing.
Yeah, he does.
Thanks for all the comments today.
Stuff that is important to the show that you're not responding to.
Hey, and if you'd like to watch the stream all day long, the people who are on the air and on camera can see your comments. They pop up live on the screen. So if you have any comments for Jim or Al or any of their guests throughout the show, then feel free. They'll be able to see them.
Get on that Texas Tech guy.
The Hawaii football program should have been shut down because Todd Graham ran that thing into the ground. They lost like 50% of their roster. He was horrible as a head coach. They hired one of their proud sons, though, Timmy Chang, one of the great quarterbacks in the history of that program. He's in his first year, but they are not good.
He's up against it. It's tough sledding there.
Also not good. The program that Justin Fuente left behind at Virginia Tech, those fans, they lost last night to Old Dominion with their first-year head coach, and most of the blame went to Justin Fuente for not having any players.
Well, thank you for that update, Curtis. I cashed a ticket in Vegas with Old Dominion. Thank you very much.
Did you really? All right.
I did.
Very nice. Carrie, any injury news? I like the last parting shot.
Who are you, Al Ashbeck, all of a sudden?
Yes. Well, I know that you won't be allowed on their show, so might as well get it on.
That is accurate, yes.
Which is why
not because of my good friend Al Ashbeck.
Which is why you need to come wandering out of your office in a bathrobe and get on camera.
And just yell things.
And yell at Jim in the background like a crazy old man.
Wanye Morris, right? Still not playing.
Don't expect Wanye Morris to play today, no. That's I outside of injuries, I mean, Chris Murray's been battling an ankle throughout camp. I would expect that he's good to go, though, today, but he'll be somebody to kind of keep an eye on. I'm curious, Jalen Redmond, how much he's going to play. He's been out a little bit with some concussion, but, I mean, his injury history, you hope that he can stay healthy because he would be a really big part of this defensive line. So he's a guy that I'll definitely be keeping an eye on today, how much he plays, how effective he is.
Very good. Phil, why don't you send it to Jim and Al?
Or I could ask Spinozzi one last time about Grand Casino, then I will send it to Jim and Al.
Right. Hey, this is a great place to watch the games all day long. There's not another sports bar in the city where you can win money. Right now, the Progressive Jackpot, over $22,000. Great place to watch the games is the Grandstand Sports Bar and Grill. Great food. I mean, amazing food. And now they have the Grand, oh, God, I lost my notes. The Grand Food Court. It's called barbecue, Mexican, pizza, and even ramen there. So come on out here and enjoy a day of games at the Grand Casino Hotel and Resort in Shawnee.
And Matt Meyer, take us through the rest of the day.
Well, countdown to kickoff with Al and Jim, not with Carrie, unfortunately. But that is coming up next. And then after the ball game, football feedback with Al and Jim. They'll be taking your calls, your texts, your tweets, your hollers from 15 people away in the crowd if you would like to do that. We don't encourage too much roughhousing, but they will. I'm sure Jim will answer to those. And then the College Locker Room show, Carrie will have all the postgame sound, and we'll wrap it all up here on the Sports Animal today. So this is kind of what we do. I mean, we're kind of the best at it.
Back at it, baby.
Look at the numbers. Numbers don't lie. So anyway, Al and Jim coming up next.
All right, that wraps it up for us. We shall return bright and early Monday morning starting at 5 a.m. Countdown to kickoff is next, live from Campus Corner. In the meantime, enjoy what's left of your game day.